Hello everyone, my name is Khalior. I bring to you every week the latest news related to Bloodhunt and everything around it, and I help explain the news in a way to better understand what is going on for posterity, archival, and recording purposes. It is Saturday, March 11, 2023. It is currently 11:23 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It has been 326 days since the release of Bloodhunt. Currently activated in game is the Nemesis Pass, which we're going to talk about very soon, and the current patch is the Combat and Power Update. We are recording this live on Twitch every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Feel free to join in if you're here and you're live. Feel free to have to ask questions in the chat. Yes, hello chat, hello YouTube. And as a reminder and a disclosure, I'm not a game dev, I'm not bound by an NDA, but I'll do the best to explain the news with some reasonable assumptions. And also as a reminder for some people that still think about that still are talking about that rumor, I do not work for Shark Mob. So, in the topics of today, of course, we're going to talk about Twitch drops as we usually do. We're going to have a little reference to some free things and giveaways. We're going to be talking about game updates, and that's going to be the chunk of what we're going to be talking about this week. Touch on a couple of Bloodhunt-related news, and then we're going to talk about a tournament. A tournament coming soon, a tournament happening, a tournament preparing. Please, people, get excited about this. Please, anyways, we're gonna get to that soon. So yeah, we're getting to that. First, if you haven't, as usual, please give me a follow. Even if you're not going to turn on notifications, it's going to mean a lot to me. I stream very casually during the week whenever I feel like it or my job allows me to. It's going to be mostly about Bloodhunt, but I'm going to play some other games, so feel free to join in and let me know if that's the kind of content that you would like to see from me. Such as, at the end of the day today, I'm gonna be streaming a game about the magical land, the foreign land, the fantasy land of Canada, which is a real thing, a real place. I found a game, a crappy game, that is going to be talking about this. I don't know exactly what's going to be happening there, but I'm gonna have booze, so that's gonna be fun. Anyways, so... whenever I'm streaming Bloodhunt, I always try to make sure that I have drops activated on my channel, so you have access to the latest Twitch drops while watching my channel, such as people in here. You should have access to that right now. And whenever I stream Bloodhunt during the week at any other time, if there's enough people inside the chat, I will be doing some giveaways, and sometimes I'll be dropping some special things. With that being said, let's begin. Let us begin. Smash the subscribe button. Yes. The country of igloos, moose, and maple syrup. Yes, of course. The mystical, magical land of Canada. All right. So, that's kind of weird. As usual, I link things in the chat. There we go. So, the Twitch drop of the week is the rough patch. Originally, I thought it was an eyewear, but no, it is a mask. It is indeed a mask that is available for top 100 streamers. Well, actually, it's not exactly top 100 streamers. It's the top 95 streamers with the most hours streamed in the last 30 days, as well as the top 5 of the most watched streamers of Bloodhunt. And as for the rest of the week, it is the rough patch mask. But for the rest of the month, as previously stated, we've got the OG drops, the Milk outfit, the Swift Vision eyewear, and the Pineapple Power outfit that are available from every streamer that streams Bloodhunt and just has drops activated. You're going to be able to get them from them as usual. There we go. And of course, when you've got this tweet, you've also got this list of the top 100 streamers. Well, the 100 streamers that give those drops away, and there you go. The whole list is there. It's in the tweet. Most streamers will have drops at the beginning of their channel if they're aware that they have drops on their channel. Let's just say. Okay, and of course, the drop that we're going to have, this was the drop of last week, this was the drop of this week, and next week is going to be the apparently very much awaited Cartel King outfit, which, according to what we are thinking, is going to be just a male-only outfit. That's all we know. We're not sure yet. We're going to see. But yeah, I know that a lot of people have been expressing their interest for that outfit. So we're going to see what's going to be people's reactions. In terms of free things and giveaways, I know that some people have been asking for this, but the Extrafy Bloodhunt keyboards giveaway, yes, it's been over last week. We know that no winners were announced yet. And it was confirmed by Tobias on Discord that the winners still need to be all contacted and have consent to have an announcement with their names. Still waiting for another person. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait until we have winners, or maybe it's not gonna be announced at all. So we're gonna see. And another reason for you to be following the Bloodhunt Discord, if you for some reason are still not, because I keep mentioning it every week, Tobias again has been dropping some codes for Techno Demon and Fuchsia Finish. It's been a few weeks, it's been happening. You need to be there when it happens, people. All right? And here's a little hint of that Bloodhunt keyboard that's there. But yeah, join in the Discord. It's all gonna, usually he drops those in the Bloodhunt chat. The Bloodhunt chat channel. That's usually when it happens. Now, moving on to game updates. Well, this was a big announcement that was dropped this week. The double XP event starts now. Don't read that it says like March 19th. It started on March 17th. 17th. I am not able to pronounce some words today. That doesn't seem to work in my mouth. So, the interesting thing about all of this that's happening right now, level up your Nemesis Pass, so it's not just XP of Battle Pass, but it's all other XP. Now, what does all the other XP mean? If it's really all other XP, it also means probably archetype XP and also account XP. For some reason, there's been a few people that have been asking, like week after week, how can we get a bonus XP to account level? I guess it's because they want to get the mastery to get account level 200, I guess. But there's really no big reason to get it, like other than maybe you're trying to get the achievement of getting your account to level 50. If people are trying to get those medals on those badges on Steam, or the medals, the trophies in PlayStation, maybe that might be the case. But anyways, there you go. There's a bonus. There's a reason for you to play the game to get your account higher up, I guess. You can finally get from level 126 to 127. Super happy with the XP event. Yeah, I know, Shoria, because we were talking about this. So yeah, you're gonna be playing a lot. Yeah, there's two in-game icons for level 100 and 200. Yeah, absolutely. So it says it will be ongoing all the way to the next update, which, okay, next update first. Date is to be announced, so we don't know, but usually, from what we've been seeing, from the news that we've been saying in the past, when the double XP event was going to happen, it means that an update is coming soon. And also, a new battle pass is coming, which is confirmed here. Amongst other things, introduces a new free 100 tier battle pass. So, New battle pass confirmed. 100 levels confirmed. Free confirmed. Shoo. Yes, a lot of people are excited to see what exactly the new battle pass is going to bring. What's going to be the theme this time? I know that there's some people that have been asking, like, why is it free? Don't you guys want money? Just want to bring out just a little point about this. Well, first of all, like as I've always said, and as you know, some devs have spoken out on different mediums, either on their streams or some other on their Twitter. They've been mentioning that money for Bloodhunt never seemed to be that much of an issue. But the real thing I want to mention is the barrier levels. Not barrier levels, it's barriers of entry. Sorry, I'm trying to translate from French to English in my head, and it's not coming right today. Barriers of entry to be able to access content. Right now, as the way that battle passes have been happening in the past, there's been a cost, and then the cost has been reduced up to the point where the battle passes have been free. I know that some people are just like, we have money to throw at the game. Why don't you just let us throw money? That seems like an anti-capitalist kind of approach to things. I don't want to get into that argument, but there's people that will get invested. It's probably the only reason why they're getting invested and staying inside the game, as it's probably the only retention feature that we currently have in the game. Like the real important retention feature that we have in the game is the battle pass. So keeping the entry bar as low as possible and to the point where it's free, well, you get more people that continue to play in the game, continue to stay in the queues and all of this. That's probably the only kind of reason that I see, because the moment that you typically in games, whenever you lower barriers, it is much harder to put some barriers back in place. Oh, there we go. Tobias, our focus is increasing player retention. Yes, okay. I've seen this in other games that whenever they the devs realized that maybe they lowered a bit too much some of the barriers and they wanted to put some back in. Yeah, there's been some backlash from the community, and also there's been lower engagement levels from players in the specific area where the barriers have been raised. So I don't know, that's kind of maybe hypothetical, plus Tobias confirms it, so there you go. So we're all happy about this. Things in the future. So if you are a player that, like I've been saying, there's been players every week, almost sometimes every day, some people trying out the game, some people, like, I'd say like every second day or something, there's always been a person that's just like, hey everyone, when's the battle pass ending? I don't think I'm gonna have time to finish my battle pass. Is there going to be like an XP event? Like, there you go, there it is. We don't know how long it's gonna last, but yeah, if you know people, if you've got some people like if you got people like Ashoria who just started playing the game and you don't know if you're gonna have like some time to finish the battle pass, well, there you go. Play the game, go full in. Don't burn yourself out though, like still enjoy the game. But yeah, there you go. That's our preemptive warning that things are coming. Anyone remember the date of the last update? It was February 28th. If my memory serves me well. Let me just check. Yes, it was February 28th. Because it was the date where a lot of updates were landing for other games as well. So, what can we expect in this? Well, the one thing that we're pretty sure that something is going to happen is that mysterious door in the Elysium, that mysterious elevator door. We are pretty damn sure that that is going to be the thing that is going to happen. And one other thing that will probably be discussed next week, and that will probably be implemented at that time, is our next topic. The announcement that was made this week at bots. Well, let's just read the statement, okay? Let's just read the statement about bots and trios. Hello, Kindred. We're currently looking into adding bot backfill for trios, especially. So, let me tell you a little story. How this announcement happened. This announcement happened, and people just started reading to that point, and then reacted. Here's the rest of the tweet. Especially during off-peak hours. We still want to keep the mode human players only when possible, but we also have to ensure that matches can start any time of the day. More details to come next week. Of course, this was a tweet to gauge the reaction of the community. You don't, especially if you know how people are engaged and how people are feeling, because there's very strong feelings about trios. Especially that the community had been asking when bots were going to be implemented, please keep trios clean. No bots, no bots. And the devs agreed. That's the only mode that is going to be remained without bots. Now we know that after that, TDM recently has been humans only, players only. But originally, that was the deal with trios, is that bots were going to be out of there. And then we had some, how can we say? A little bit more explanations, because of course people reacted strongly on Twitter, people reacted strongly on Discord, and we've got Tobias that added a little bit more color commentary to this, saying there's a reason why we are doing this investigation. Appreciate that word, investigation. Trios is the game mode with the longest waiting times and the lowest number of players relative to the other game modes. We wanted to see the community response, yes. No final decision has been made as of yet. Investigations will continue, and we will say more on it next week. This is confirming that the tweet was actually to gauge the response of the community. See exactly what people have been talking about. Now, you've seen a 56-minute queue before? Yes, probably. Yes, that is very likely. Probably that was in outside of peak time. Which is absolutely not surprising to some point, okay? There was another, in response to something that Ben Got Biceps had to say, Tobias said, we hear you, and the design we have in mind takes into account when there are the most players around. The goal is to have 100% human players at peak times. It's the other times of the day, and for regions that never can get a full lobby of trios, we primarily wanted to introduce bots. Are we understanding what the situation is? It's not... Hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah. Okay, so... It doesn't look, with this kind of statement, it doesn't look like the statement here is we want to add bots to trios all the time. It now looks more like when queues takes X amount of time, activate bot backfill. With X being the amount of time that's probably going to be determined by the community, okay? So whenever that is going to be announced, it's going to be like probably, here's my hypothesis, like it's probably going to be like set with a certain amount of time. After this amount of time, activate bot backfill. Of course, with the intricacies of how the matchmaker works in the background, with all the stuff that we can't necessarily take account of on our end. But of course, it's going to be like a situation that's probably going to be like very, very monitored. Like when this is going to be implemented, probably the X amount of time is probably going to vary or going to be changed or going to be very looked at to see what's going to be the reaction of people. Like, what is the threshold for trios players to wait until they decide to unqueue? You know, it was the same way that it was being gauged originally for solos and duos, where it was gauged at 2.5 minutes was the maximum that people were allowing to stay in queue before they started unqueuing and then moving on to another mode or just, you know, quitting the game. Hold on. Motion gaming. We're supposed to have estimated queue times. I think if those work, if those worked, it wouldn't be as bad. Yeah, the thing is that at a certain amount of time, the ETA just disappears. And I know that not a lot of people actually look at ETAs. From when I look at streams, it doesn't seem like people take into account the ETAs because they just queue into trios and expect trios. Trios is gonna pop up at whatever amount of time they have inside their head. You've never seen a working ETA on any mode? Motion gaming, you have to look at other streams, man. It's when TDM and trios are the ones that I know not to queue in whenever the ETA gauge just disappears. I don't know what's the limit though at which it decides to like disappear. But like normally in peak times in North America for me, there's ETAs for all of the queues. Mokrai, if they manage to successfully implement this with trios, maybe it could happen with solos and duos too down the line. Yes, that is a possibility, Mokrai. You're thinking forward. Yeah, so let's take a moment here, okay? Let's just take a moment here. Like I want to say a few things on top of this. Like some of it is I've already like tweeted or like wrote about this on Discord. Like I could tell from watching other streamers that play Bloodhunt. You know, not the popular ones, okay? Not the ones that we all go to, usually go in the category, take the people at the top, and that's it. No, I'm talking about I look at people that are the not popular ones, the ones with the low count of viewers, the new players, the people that are returning to the game and don't know exactly what is what nowadays. And whenever it comes to trios, they're all wondering, like all of them, their reaction is they're wondering why trios are taking so long to pop when they're just sitting there with a full squad of people ready to play the game, not really wanting to play any other queue, and they go, let's go trios. And then they wait and they wait and they wait. And, you know, you see some of them, their patience goes to up to 10 minutes. Some people's patience go up to 5. Some people's patience go up to like 2 or 3 minutes. Some people at 2 minutes because they're used to that in other games, in other online service games. You know, at 2 minutes, they're saying like, this is absolutely ridiculous. And then, you know, there's also their reaction whenever, you know, I have to step in because no one else is doing it. I have to explain, well, if you want actually trios to pop, the best chance that you have is to queue in whenever it's peak time for you. And they're confused by that explanation. Like, they understand what I mean by that. It's just that it's hard to understand for them why they can't get the game that they want to play that's happening right now. And I imagine that there's been a lot of that feedback that's been reaching the CVC. Which is why they're talking about this, which is why they're suggesting that idea. Most people I see say to avoid trios because it's much more sweaty. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it also depends what kind of players you're talking about. But if it's people that come from other games where there are trios and they're going like, hey, we're going to do the same game mode, but with this game, let's see how it works. And they say, well, you have to wait until this hour in the day to start queuing up, and then you're going to have your actual game that's going to play. Then they're all defeated. You know, they're going like, why? What's the problem? What's the issue? So I guess there's been a lot of feedback about that. And also, another point. I just want to bring a few points. The other point is, keep in mind that whenever the idea of bots were to be added to some game modes in Bloodhunt, remember it was back in fall. It's not everyone at that time that thought that having bots was bad. And there were some people that were wondering why trios was the only mode that was not affected by that. There's some people that were actually, you know, they would rather have, you know, it's the same situation for solos and duos. The feeling of would rather have more games popping so I can spend more time inside the game playing the match rather than wait for the match to pop. And they would rather play against bots to some extent rather than to play with people like a lot of the time. And I know for some people playing against bots, it's boring. That has been like an overwhelming feedback response from the people that care about trios. Is just bots are boring to fight against. And I understand that. But I'm just gonna say, like, before you make some agonizing statements about everyone dislikes this and not everyone likes playing against bots, just want to make sure that you know that there are some people, and I'm not saying like people that had significant voices in the community that spoke out to say this is kind of weird that bots are not added to trios. Of course, their voices and their opinions got completely muffled by the trios, by the people that care about trios. But it's just to say, like, it's not, you know, it's not universally accepted by everyone that bots are bad in trios, or that the idea is bad. And the other thing is, I am an advocate that says that trios should be 100% humans all the times. But, however, trios players, we gotta do something. Okay, you gotta do something about this, because it's the same song and dance that we've been into before. Okay, we've done this. Okay, the whole situation of we need to find a plan, we need to find something to save trios or to get people into trios, and everyone's expecting a magical formula to come in at some point where suddenly people are going to burst out of, have an explosion, like a burst of love for trios, and everyone's gonna funnel in. We've all done this. We've all talked about this. We've all said disabling other queues. I know that people keep suggesting it, and it's still a bad idea. And it's still not an idea that's going to be, I think it's going to be like very much considered. If we're being absolutely honest and serious in terms of game development and all of this. So again, I'm still coming back to the same point of trios players. Like, I see you out there, and I know you're there for your own enjoyment of the game, for yourself and your friends, but you gotta step up a little bit more. You gotta step up. You gotta, you know, if you're a streamer that likes to stream about trios, convince your audience to go play trios, okay? You have to do something. You have to promote the mode. You have to stop talking about how you hate other players and the way that they play and all of that sort of stuff, you gotta convince people to get there. Because right now, all we've got is just we've got a lot of people that are just incredibly sweaty. Exactly like, motion, like what you were saying before, like, people avoid trios because it's much more sweaty. The level of difficulty, like, is very high, but no one's doing any effort to convince people to go play trios, to go give it a shot, to go get better. There is a mentality also that happens in trios for some of the sweaty players that is not necessarily something that is very attractive to other players to jump into trios. So people that invest their times into trios, that are trios players, you gotta do something. You gotta do better. I enjoy watching trios fights. I enjoy trios tournaments. I still think that trios is the best way to play and to watch a Bloodhunt, personally. However, the trios environment, we got to do better. That's my opinion on this is we got to do better. What are you saying in chat? There have been bots in forever. Every time I play like a bot. I identify with that statement, of course. There's not supposed to have ads right now. That's weird. I myself would disable duos, but don't know what effect that would have. Well, see, Motion, the effect of disabling duos would be you would disable the most popular queue in the game. You would handicap the driving force of the population of the game. That's what would happen if you're disabled duos. And as we've seen in the past, it is not because you disable one queue that necessarily people from that queue will naturally join another queue. We've seen that when there was the queue shuffle of last summer before the summer update. It was a fun little experiment. And the game director at the time had some choice words to say whenever one or the other queue was disabled that week. And I don't think that disabling queues is something that is necessarily going to be like in the cards in the future. No, TDM, let's get rid of TDM. No. I would say, like, that's the thing in the discussions about trios or the situation with trios, disabling queues or removing game modes and all of this has to be something that is not a part of the, like, okay, like in terms of options, find solutions. None of them have to do with removing queues, okay? None of them have to do with removing queues. Find something else. There are strong advocates for pretty much every game mode. Okay? And that is, like, the game modes are the most divisive issue inside the game. Bigger than dual crossbows, I would even say. TDM being sold as a practice range for new or lower skilled players, yes, and that was a mistake, Motion. That was a huge mistake. To sell it as that. It's not. That's. We saw that this was not exactly how newer players saw TDM to be like that. But yeah. Anyways, it's just to say that we're gonna see what's going to happen with this. We're gonna have a statement that's going to happen during the week. We're gonna see exactly what they're gonna do with this. We're gonna see what's the response from the community, and as we've seen from the two statements there that we just saw by Tobias in Discord, this is being monitored. The community's feedback is being looked at. We're gonna see with that statement next week what the reaction is going to be and how it's going to be approached. But it's definitely, for me, the way that I interpret the statements, it's not about adding bots to trios all the time. It's to help out during off-peak times and for the people that want a trios experience unfortunately, you want the trios experience, but it's gonna involve some bots. But we're gonna see. It's a choice that has to be made, and they're going to like do something about that. There we go. That's all I had to say about this. It's a little bit of my opinion, but at the same time, also just like think about all the other facts that have to be considered in that kind of situation, and that it is absolutely not an easy decision that the devs have to take on their end in regards to that. Moving on, there was another change that happened this week. It was a live weapon balance for the Marksman rifle and Dual Shotgun that we currently have on screen. Let me get back to it. Based on your feedback on the weapon balancing in Bloodhunt, we have made some changes. Here are the changes that are live now. So basically, Marksman rifle shots fired per second have been reduced from 5 to 4, while the 9-barrel... Oh, right. That's right. There was the 9-barrel change. I didn't write that in my notes. Sorry. The 9-barrel now has slightly increased damage from 35 to 38. If you still can aim with the 9-barrel, I know that a lot of people just toss the 9-barrel to the side, but ooh, I've been getting some juicy kills this week by playing with that. Additionally, we have made some changes to the dual shotgun so that they now fire a lower number of pellets simultaneously. Additionally, adaptive triggers have been added to the hunting rifle and the dual shotgun. So some people have been asking about this, adaptive triggers. That's mostly affecting controllers. I've looked into this and there's absolutely no good way that I can actually explain it, but it's the way that you press the trigger on the controller, it adapts. I don't know exactly how else to explain it without going into very technical gobbledygook, but yeah, if you're a controller player, that you should test that out and let us know if it's good, as usual, because I don't have that. Updated the weapon stats sheet. Good. I've tried to link your weapon stats sheet in the Discord and I got timed out. So that was fun. Will crossplay ever be fully active? I'm Zuko. The answer to this is crossplay was meant to be full crossplay was meant to be going live at the same time that the game was supposed to be launched. Unfortunately, the deadline was missed. So the full crossplay has been something that's been on the to-do list, but with time, there's been more and more things that have needed more dev attention, that were more urgent, and it's being pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed forward. And there was a learnings articles where the devs said, I added an extra S in there somewhere. there was a well, there you go. Yeah, Tobias just answered. It was supposed to be it's still on the table, but we don't know when it's going to be done, or like any confirmation of if it's going to be done. It's just, there you go. It's still in the list. It's just we don't know when. We also don't know why, but that's another topic of discussion, and we can't necessarily know all of this. But yeah, what is it? My friend asked for cross parties last night. He hasn't played since lunch, but he said he enjoyed the game a lot, but was sad he couldn't play with me, so he left. One day we will join forces. There you go. But yeah, that's a question that keeps. I'm Zuko. That's a question that keeps being asked again and again and again and again, and it's like, in the terms of like the player base, the asks, the big asks from the community, it's really at the top. To have full crossplay, it's really at the top. The question is, when can it be done with the resources that the core vampire crew has and the time that they have allotted to that? Yeah, it's still possible. It's still possible. Another little thing that I want to remind everyone is that we keep an eye out when you're in Prague to find other clues to decrypt the message, to crack the code. I've talked about this a few times already, but we had last week we had a discovery that was made to be able to decode this code. Someone managed to find one of the keys that are needed to be able to decrypt that code, and it's been theorized that there will be at least 2 more other clues that can be found. Like, this screenshot has been taken inside Prague in the map, so we don't know if the other 2 clues are supposed to be in the map right now, if they're supposed to be found maybe later, but we need to get people looking at a lot of walls, and I've tried to do some of it myself, and wow, there's a lot of walls in Prague. There's a lot of walls inside this game, so we have to comb through all of the walls to see if we can find some more clues like this. The way that you can tell it, if you don't know, you're gonna have the 4 little corners, or at least 5 little corners like this, and you're gonna have here the EW letters encircled. Is what we suspect, because that's what you got also on the original message. It's a little bit covered here, but you've got the corners here, and you've got the EW here. So why do we expect? It's because it's been theorized that it's an Enigma machine type of cipher, and for these you need at least you need 3 parts. It's in the go look at the details inside the tweet, and also there's a post on Reddit where people have been talking about this, and the discovery in there was discovered in the Discord lore chat on the Bloodhunt Discord, I believe, because I have to keep track in my head like where exactly, because there's also a Bloodhunt lore channel in the World of Darkness Discord as well. So there you go. That's something that we have to keep an eye out if you can. Some people have been asking about the a few weeks ago there was a request to send in your highlights, highlight reels, videos, good plays, all of that stuff, to go send that in the Bloodhunt Discord. There's a channel there that you can, with instructions on how you can submit videos so you can be a part of the highlight reel made by Bloodhunt. And there was an update from this that was in the Discord over here. So yeah, the audio slave was asking, it's been 5 weeks since it's been published, and Tobias answered, short answer, yes. Long answer, we got more submissions than we thought we would get, and going through them to pick which has to be put in has been an ongoing process that is taking more time than we wanted, but it's coming soon, TM. And Tobias also said there will be several highlight vids. However, we will do another push for the next one after the next patch. So, still more updates to come on this highlight videos. Shark Mob, the Shark Mob account has been continuing to do this little Heartless, you just missed it. We just talked about all of this. Basically not 100% confirmed, and may affect more off-peak times than peak times. Peak times is still supposed to be 100% humans. That's the basic TLDR. Okay, so yeah, Shark Mob has been doing a lot of shorts videos that I've been saying a lot, that some of them you might find interesting in all of this. So there's been another series of 7 here, but this one about game design. So we're talking about a game designer. As usual, some of them are more interesting than others, but I will let you know that Videos 2, 3, and 4 may enlighten you exactly on what a game designer's job is supposed to be and what they are doing inside of Shark Mob. So these specific videos there are, if you don't know anything about what's happening behind the scenes, you could find this very interesting, especially those ones. And also, this guy seems to be Randy. Randy here seems to be like a very chill guy. I'd love to have a beer with him, even though I can't bring beer. Moving on to let's see what you're all saying in chat here. Thinking about some sort of system to rate plays or clips similar to Overwatch play of the game would be useful in the future. Okay. Rough ETM, when the next battle pass will drop, will double XP really be active the whole time? I mean, yes. The double... yeah, exactly. No ETE yet, and yes. So it seems to be... Yeah, Zuko, I said that earlier. It seems to be on everything that you can level, you've got XP on it. The rating, that might be a good idea, might be something we would have to do right now. It's on me and Leon filtering through them. Some of them are quite long, and then sending them to Visa for a reel. Okay. And me and Leon have to do it when we have nothing else to do, which isn't often. Oh god. Okay, yeah. So that's yep. That's why it's taking so long. I get it. Okay, so that's a long process. So yeah, maybe that could be something. That could be something, but also motion, you have to think that there might be some organized voting may happen. So you have to think about that. Is it a good thing? Is it a detriment? There's a discussion to be had there. Anyways, we're moving on to tournaments. So you guys know that because I've been talking about it every week, and usually that's about the time where Bezpart suddenly shows up in chat. But he's not, so maybe he's gonna come in later. Bezpart has been sharing some polls on his Twitter. Go follow Bezpart on his Twitter. He's been putting up a lot of polls about the next tournament. If you are interested at all in what the next tournament is going to be, he is giving the community a chance to vote. Okay, he's now been allowed to put his posts, his votes on his polls, to link them in the Discord chat. So don't be afraid to be a part of that. He's already asked, what would you like to see the next tournament? Next tournament to be solos, duos, and trios, and solos has won by a landslide. And there's 213 votes as the final results. Like, does that represent the entire Bloodhunt community? Absolutely not. But it's been a while since we had a solos tournament. On the other hand, okay, maybe it's time for a solos tournament. Another poll that he's been taking is, so it's a solos tournament, so you're gonna have some bots in there. So how exactly do you count points when it comes to bots? Do you get extra points for killing bots? Do you get penalized for killing bots? Or does killing bots don't matter, like they don't count? And it seems with only 18 votes, that's kind of sad, but it seems like people are saying like, points per bots, maybe not. Okay, maybe not. Maybe don't count them. Maybe just have kills against regular players to be a part of the point system. So the next thing that Bezpart has just made a poll on today. It's still there. We got 1 day left. What day would you like to see the tournament to be would you like this tournament to be held? Because now consider it's a solo tournament. Okay, so solar tournament, do you want to be a part of it? Maybe I would, like, I'm actually considering maybe I should join, because it's about time that I step up my game, because really haven't been playing that much, and I need to put some skin in the game myself. So there you go. We've got, you can go in, you can go vote. And yeah, Bez is trying to organize this tournament, so you know, it's not going to be necessarily a sign of what's going to be happening in the future. It's just for this one. It's letting people vote. He's trying to do some other stuff. And of course, like I said previously, Bez is looking for help for the next tournament. So if you want to help out, if you want to like boost the signal of his posts, please do it. Please retweet, please like, please go vote, please tell your friends, please let people know in the Bloodhunt community that a tournament is about to happen, and the community is voting on the rules right now. So yeah, Bezpart again. Usually he's the only one that's making a tournament. If you want to make your own tournament, if you're saying like, no, I don't want any solos tournament, I want to make it, I want to see a trios tournament where try to organize it yourself. Go ahead. Say that you want to organize a trios tournament. Maybe you're going to get support from people in the community. Maybe Tobias is going to show up in your DM and go like, hey, how can we help you? Is there anything that we can do? Get a trios tournament happening? Apparently there seems to be a lot of people that want a trios tournament happen. Yay, let's go. Anyways. So that's it for tournaments and events. As usual, if you want to have some events happen, it's the same thing for tournaments. Just let people know that you're trying to organize something. And we're going to see what's going to happen. In the latest learnings article, at the end of the learnings article, it said we are going to support people that are trying to do community events, that are going to do community efforts and all of this. So go ahead, suggest some ideas, write in the Discord, write on the Twitter, tag Bloodhunt, let them know what you're thinking, and let's get some things happening. Opinion on return of ranks sometime in October, and the contract expires with PSN. That doesn't mean anything. Ranked is unlikely to return until we have significantly larger player base. Exactly like Motion said. And Zuko is. I would also add to that, if ever we get a larger player base to suddenly get like, okay, maybe we can activate a ranked queue and all of this, there still needs to be a discussion to be had about, okay, bringing ranked back, that's nice. What is ranked going to look like if we bring it back? Okay? Because there are some things about the original ranked mode that were not okay. We need some rethinking. We need some a revision of exactly how that worked. So, yeah, like on top of that, people might want a ranked mode back, but why exactly? Like, there needs to be the discussion, like, why do you want a ranked mode back? What is interesting? What is most interesting to you? Because originally we listened to some people to put a ranked mode together, and for many different reasons it didn't work. So let's try to avoid the same problems. Let's try to avoid the issues, or else it's going to happen again. Of course, we need to iterate. We need to think about things. So there needs to be a larger discussion in the community, I think, of what exactly are your expectations of a ranked mode if ever it comes back. I would put that forward. Anyways. Moving on to the next topic. Well, the last topic is something that you probably already know, everyone. If you're following me, if you're following this channel and everything, I'm giving away 2 Techno Demon codes. You know this. You all know this. But if you don't know, there you go. You have up until March 19th, 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time to go with your entry. You only have 2 things to do to qualify for the giveaway. Is you have to play 25 full matches. Doesn't matter what the game mode, as long as you play like 25 full matches. And second thing, you need to go inside the Discord there, which is basically my Discord. I put in a Techno Demon giveaway channel. All you have to do in there is post your link to your Tracker GG profile and to your Twitch profile. And if you are qualified, you're gonna be a part of the giveaway. It's gonna take me like probably a few days to go through. At least, no, actually, let's be honest. It's gonna take me probably an hour to go through everyone's entries. There's a few other extra rules that I put in there, and details that you might want to read through that to know exactly what to do. Up to this point, before starting this stream, only 13 people applied. Only 13 people have sent me their entries. So for the chances of winning, like not one but two Techno Demon mask codes, the odds are pretty good for anyone that entered. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed that there's not more people that want a Techno Demon mask, because that doesn't go with the reality of what I'm seeing of people that are begging, that people that want to pay, that want to participate in things to have Techno Demon mask codes, but apparently I'm not promoting it correctly, I guess. I'm not reaching the right people to have the Techno Demon masks. So, you know, I was hoping to get more people interested in this. Apparently, I'm close to 900 views on that tweet alone. I don't know exactly what to say, but anyways, good luck to everyone that's entered here. Yeah, we're gonna see what happens. I'm going to, like as usual, announce the winners during the week, and we're gonna see who is winning. And that is it for the news. There hasn't been a lot this week, but it's still very spicy. We have some things to look forward to. So this week we're waiting on, I think we're waiting on the learnings article. It's either this week or the following week, but I think it's coming sooner than rather than later. I'm crossing my fingers on this. But we are meant to receive more info on the bots and trios situation for sure. That's supposed to be happening this week. Next Friday is the new drop, the new outfit that a lot of people are looking forward to. And yes, that's what we can expect for this week. And I would like to remind everyone, as I usually do every week, that there's more and more people that are discovering Bloodhunt. Remember that what you do and what you say can either welcome new players or push them away. So be aware of how you're talking about the game and how you're talking about the community. Let's not pile on too many negative things. Not to avoid talking about negative things, but let's remind people of why we like the game and why we're sticking around with the game, rather than everything, our whole list of what we think is wrong with the game, because people might not understand what you're doing here. You know, it's a question of perception. And as a reminder, everyone, if you do pick up on some details or other kind of interesting information that might be newsworthy for me, just please don't hesitate. Let me know. Give me screenshots. Give me links. My DMs are open pretty much on everything. I can't be everywhere on every stream. There's only 24 hours in a day. And if you want to help, I really appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully maybe I'll have some more time to actually find some more other pieces of information. I'm going with the limited amount of time that I have, especially in these last few months. It's been absolutely, it's been a task. It's been a chore for me to do all of this. And I really want to have some fun to do this and organize this and present this better. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to like super expand or super increase the quality or the presentation of what I'm doing here, and it's very off the cuff. I would love it if I could do something a little bit more professional. Unfortunately, I don't necessarily have the time. Oh my gosh, just one moment, I'll get back to this. So yes, everyone, I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate the support. Please give me a follow on Twitch. Channel continues to grow, and I appreciate everyone for joining up. And especially when you got people that are absolutely awesome here, like HSC96, who just decided to give 5 tier 1 subs in the community. You absolute legend. Appreciate you so much. Eventually, eventually, Bloodhunt Talk Show will happen soon. It will happen soon. I hope. I'm throwing this out there, and I'm hoping it's gonna manifest itself. Yeah, there's gonna be like discussions and talks about about that show, that format, or what I want to do. That's gonna be happening in the Discord very soon. I've got some ideas about this. But yeah, really, that's up. That's all for me here. People on Twitch, stick around. After this, I'm gonna be doing a Purple Pain outfit giveaway. Everyone, please be kind to each other and to yourself, and thank you for watching. I will see you next week.